guys, today I'm filming my monthly makeup basket for November of 2019. So I know that these videos have been going up a little or a lot a bit late, but I am filming them on time and I'm just excited to review products for you guys this way. So I've restructured the way I do my monthly favorites and the way I do my makeup baskets. So I am no longer doing monthly favorites, I'm now doing seasonal favorites. So I'm not repeating a bunch of products, so I'm happier about that and I'm able to talk about more things, so I'm going to continue doing that. And then with my monthly makeup basket, I the other day came up with like a cute catchy name for the series and it totally slipped my mind, so I'm going to have to try to remember that. But I am going to be reviewing some of the things I tried out last month, specifically eyeshadows. I actually think that's the only thing from last month that I feel is worth reviewing for you guys. And then I'm going to show you my new picks for this month. So we're going to start with polishes. I'm pretty sure last month, the ones that I tested, I ended up passing on a lot of them, except for the like copper foil Essie color. I ended up really liking that one. So for this month, I have got 4 polishes here, 3 new to me, and one that is like a Thanksgiving staple. So the other 3 that are new to me are all from Kale Polish. I purchased these a while ago, but I saved them for fall to wear them. So the first one is what I'm wearing on my nails today. This is Kale Polish Cozy in there, which is a beautiful dusty steely blue color. I don't love this one on me. I don't know if it looks as pretty on me as it does on other people, but I do still enjoy the color. I think it's a really nice formula. Then the next 2 I'm very excited to wear. These were these shades that were made to replicate the color of liquid lipsticks she created with Ofra. So we have got Havana Nights, which is a beautiful brick red, and then we have Miami Fever, which is a beautiful burnt orange. I am so excited to try these colors out. And then we have my Thanksgiving polish, which has been my Thanksgiving polish for a few years now. This is from 90 Lacquer, which is the brand created by JustFace90, who has an amazing nail polish, YouTube, and Instagram. And this is the color Turkey Coma, which is a gorgeous copper metallic that has some red in there, a little bit of brown, and it has some holographic pieces in it as well. This color is just so beautiful. So now we're going to move on to my brow products. Another thing I wanted to mention is that, of course, like always, I am panning items. So there are several things from my fall project pan in here. I'll have that playlist linked up in the card. So one of those products that is in my fall project pan is part of my brow routine. So I have been using the same routine on a daily basis, whether I'm filming or if it's during the week. So this is the NYX Eyebrow Shaper Wax Pencil, which is my first step. Then I outline my brows and fill in the front with my NYX Micro Brow Pencil in the shade Taupe. Then I fill in my entire brow with my project pan item. This is the IT Cosmetics Brow Power Pencil in Universal Taupe, just a mini size, but it's lasting me a really long time. And then I'm sealing the deal with the Anastasia Clear Brow Gel. And next I have my complexion products. So for primer, I have the Smashbox Photo Finish Primerizer for all over. And then for my pores, I am using the Urban Decay Optical Illusion Complexion Primer. This is not currently in a project, but I have made such amazing progress on this one. It wasn't a project over the summer, but I'm really happy that I'm getting through this one because it is the oldest primer in my collection, but I really love it. Then for foundation, I am using a combination of the Kat Von D Lock It Tattoo and Light 43 Warm and the ColourPop No Filter Foundation in Fair 15. I'm wearing this today. It's fine. I'm really just trying to use these foundations up. I'm so bummed that I ended up repurchasing this a couple years ago because it is not my favorite anymore. Then for concealers, for an under eye corrector, I'm using the Becca Under Eye Corrector. I just dug my nail on the bottom to see how far I am from the bottom, and I'm actually very close. So maybe by my monthly makeup basket next month, I will have hit pan on this, which will be amazing. It's just a little mini jar, but it has been very slow going. Okay. For my blemishes, I am using the Estee Lauder Double Wear Concealer in the shade 1in Extra Light. And then for under my eyes, I'm currently using this combination of the No. 7 Lift and Illuminate Serum Concealer in the shade Fair. And this is my main concealer. It's just that this is a little bit too dark for me, so I'm mixing in basically 3 dots under each eye of the NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop concealer in the shade number 1 Pale, and I'm really loving this combo. This is such a great concealer, and I think it gives really nice like medium coverage, but it has more of like a satin finish, which is definitely what I've been wanting more recently. So loving this combination and definitely recommend it. It's not that anything is necessarily special about this, it's just that it has some nice pigmented opacity and it's a fair shade. It's really like the star of the show is this concealer, and I'm really enjoying it. For setting my under eyes, I am using the little bit I have left of the Dermablend Translucent Loose Setting Powder. I'm hoping to finish this off by the end of the year. And then to set my entire face, I'm using a combination of the Too Faced Peach Perfect Powder and the Maybelline Fit Me Loose Powder in the shade 5 Fair, and I've just mixed them together in this little NYX jar. Next we have my cheek products. These are all the same as last month. The only differences I have would be in my contour products. So for bronzer, I have what's in my Fall Project pan, which is the Too Faced Milk Chocolate Soleil Bronzer. You can see how much my pan has expanded over this past month, which is super exciting, and I've really fallen in love with this bronzer. So I'm going to be using this. And then for contour, the past month, I have been using this little mini Bobbi Brown bronzer in the shade number 2 Medium. I love this formula and the color, and it pairs beautifully with the Milk Chocolate Soleil. So I've really been loving this, and this is now like my go-to fall contour. I'm using it today, and now I want to clean my brushes, number 1, but then I want to solely use the little mini of the NARS Laguna bronzer. I've used this like once or twice, and I'm not sure if I like this color on me, so that's why I want to solely focus on using this and, you know, try it with different blushes and everything like that, so I can see if I do like this color on me or if I want to pass it on to a friend. So that is something that I will be able to let you guys know at the end of next month. And then for my highlights, I have 3 in here, but the one I've been using on a daily basis is the Balm Mary Luminizer. This is the oldest highlight in my collection, the most perfect shade for me and formula. And then today I'm using the Kat Von D Metal Crush eyeshadow in Thunderstruck, which is a beautiful like duochrome, like white gold. It's really pretty. I really like this one. It's just a little intense for every day. And then I've got the Juvia's Place, the Tribe highlighter in volume 3, which is the lightest color, and this one is just very metallic and makes my cheeks look very textured, so I don't use this on a daily basis, and this is what I've been reaching for the least. So I guess what my challenge will be for this next month is to get a lot more use out of this one, especially on my filming days. I will try to use this one a lot more. Then we've got my blushes, and the first 2 are in my little Z palette. These are MAC blushes in Cantaloupe and Melba. If I had to get rid of, oh no, I'm not even gonna say that, but anyway, these are 2 of my favorite blushes of all time and the perfect blushes for fall if I'm wanting something a little bit more pink or a little bit more peach. Absolutely perfect, and I love the formula of these. Then we have my other favorite blush for the fall time, which is MAC Mineralized Blush in Warm Soul. I'm lucky enough to have the original. And then these other ones I've been using not as much. I've been using my MAC blushes the most, but I've been trying to rotate through these other ones. So what I'm wearing today is the Pixi Fresh Face Blush in Beach Rose. I use this one with a stipple brush, and I love it. I think it looks so beautiful. It really does give that nice like peachy sunburn look to the cheeks. Really enjoy that one. Then I haven't worn this one a ton because it is so intense. This is the Becca Mineral Blush in Songbird, which is very beautiful, but I have to use a very light hand. Then we've got the Clinique Cheek Pop in the shade Ginger Pop, which I love, but I haven't used a ton because this is a little bit more like terracotta rose, and the makeup looks I've been wearing haven't been that similar to this one. Then I have the Balm In-Stain Blush in Swiss Dot, which I've used a handful of times over the past month, but again, not a ton because I've been doing a little bit more on the eyes, but I will try to get some more use out of that one. And then my real goals, I think, for next month are going to be to use these 2 a little bit more. This is the Laura Geller Blush in Tropic Hues, which is a little bit more corally than the rest of them, but that's really nice when I'm doing a more subtle eye. And then I have the Too Faced Sweethearts Perfect Flush Blush in Peach Beach. I'm really trying to decide if I need to keep these two in my collection because these are some good fall blushes for me, but I do have these other ones that I use a lot, so I'm going to be deciding that. So I'm going to be using everything, but I gave you some focus, contour, highlight, and blush products for this next month. So now moving on to eyes. For primer, I am continuing to use my Milani eyeshadow primer. I'm going to use this until I use it up. To set my primer, I'm using a shadow in my project pan. This is Too Faced Peaches and Cream from the Sweet Peach palette. Then I'm gonna go over the eyeshadows that I used last month, and I did use every single one of these, which I'm really happy about. So with the palettes, I used them each like 2 or 3 times, or created 2 or 3 different looks, I should say. There was one palette and one specific look I wore several times because I really loved it. And then I did use, I believe, all my singles. This one I'm not sure if I use. So this is the Urban Decay eyeshadow in the shade Relish, which is a matte red. I might not have used this one, which is a shame, but I definitely did use once or twice Spike from Urban Decay. These colors are so beautiful and I am really happy to have in my collection, whether I've used them or not, but that was my goal, so that's a shame. And then I had one ColourPop Super Shock in the shade Donna. This is an amazing peacock blue. I love these kind of colors on me, and I know I definitely did wear this one. Definitely, if that's still available, I do recommend it, and if not, I wish they would bring it back. Then I know for sure I created a look using the Dose of Colors Block Party eyeshadow in the shade Encore. I didn't think this was like as poppy. It didn't stand out as much on me as it did when Kathleen Lights made a tutorial with this one, but I am happy to have this. I got it in one of my 4,000 points Ulta haul, so it was free for me, but I don't know that I would recommend this for the hefty price tag. I think these are like over $20, which is stupid for a single shadow, but it is a really cool color, and I did like the formula. It's not the easiest to work with, but it was manageable. Then I had a mini palette I was using, which was the Bare Minerals Gen Nude Copper eyeshadow palette, and there are 6 shades in here, and out of these 6 shades, I only used these 3. I did not dip into these darker colors here. I don't think so. No, I didn't. But these 2 shimmer shades here are amazing. They're everything. I wore this to work several days, and I would either use the matte color as like a transition or crease color, just depending on like how intense I wanted the eye look to be. And then I would mix it with some other products. I think a couple of days I mixed it with this Urban Decay eyeshadow in Riff, which I'm just keeping in here. I had it last month. I'm going to keep it in here this month as well. It's a great transition or crease color for me. But even though I only used half the palette, I love the formula and the shades so much, and I'm really happy I picked this up from TJ Maxx. And I think that some people have been seeing these again recently. I'm not going to buy any of the other ones, but if you see this one, I would recommend it because it is so beautiful, and the TJ Maxx price is really good. So then I have my 3 palettes that I focused on over this past month. The first one is ColourPop Good Sport. I'm wearing this on my eyes today. So on my lid, I'm wearing Hooked, and as my transition color, I'm using the matte yellow Trooper. My crease color is this matte color High Hopes, and then in my outer corner, I did use this dark green Trophies. I tried to blend this out. I went over top of it with that like matte tan, the yellow, because it would not blend to save my life, and it looks so choppy on me. So I am not really going to be playing with that color a whole ton, except for the other way I used it, which was on my lower lash line. I love that because I think that these 2 greens go so well together. So I'm happy I was able to incorporate it in that way under my lower lash line. It worked much easier that way. It is very pigmented, but it just isn't the easiest to blend, and maybe it's just for people that are more skilled at blending than me. So I think from far away, it looks okay. But yeah, for me, that's definitely gonna be a lower lash line color. I also just created like a neutral look with this one using, I think I one day used Wild Out on the lid, and then one day I used Rookie on the lid with these 2 mattes and the yellow, but I didn't use the purples or the yellow greens, or maybe I used this one. Actually, no, maybe I did use this one. and then the matte colors, but I didn't use that green and I didn't use the purples. I do think that this is a really nice palette that has some really pretty colors in it, and I know a lot of people thought this was a dupe for the Too Faced Gingerbread Spice palette, and I think that they're similar, but to me they are different. So this is a good palette and I would recommend it. These are definitely more unique shades in my collection, and the formula was fantastic except for that green, but other than that, really nice formula. So I would definitely recommend this palette, and I'm really happy I created some looks using it. I really do love the look today. Then I had another ColourPop palette. This is Through My Eyes, which was a collab with I Love Sari, and I created 2 looks with this palette. So the first one I wore several times, and no, I think I did do 3 looks actually. One was just like more of like a simple work look. So one of the looks was using Mesmerize on the lid, which is my favorite shade in the palette. Then I did like Wild Soul as my transition color, Euphoric as my crease color, and then Canela as my outer corner, outer crease color. And this one has shimmer, which sucks. I mean, it's more of like glitter, not shimmer. And if that was just a matte color, that would be even better, but it just makes it like a little dustier. It has a little bit more fallout, but it's a really, really nice shade. Then this light color Sandman here actually can build up to be a nice transition color on my skin tone, which is nice. And then one day I used this color Muse on my lid for like an easy everyday work look, and I enjoyed that. And then the other day I created a look with the more like red tone shades in the palette. So I did use Nocturne on, if I'm saying these names wrong, I apologize, I'm reading them upside down. Nocturne on my lid. I think I used In a Wink as my transition color, which this one you have to build up several layers for it to show up on my skin tone. For most people this will be a brow bone highlight or a base setting shade. Then I use Nostalgia as my transition color, and then Misbehave as my outer corner, outer crease color, and I really liked that. So I think again this palette performs really well, and I love the shades, and I really like the size of this palette. It's still relatively small considering it has so many shades in it, so I am super happy I have this palette. My friend Jean gifted it to me, so I would definitely recommend this one to you guys as well. And then the last one is the Colored Rain Safari Rain palette, and I only used this one twice, and no, wait, did I use it 3 times? I don't know. I may have used it 3 times. I know, no, maybe I used it 4 times. Okay, I used this several times because I can see dips in several shimmers, and I usually just wear like 1 shimmer. So I dipped into Toucan, Tigress, Lioness, Green Valley for my 4 shimmers, and then this matte Clay Everything, and Congo Basin, this like mustard army green, and I think a little bit of the matte teal jungle I used. And these are very pigmented and they blend out really nicely. I love the look that I created. I did create a green look using, I believe, like these 2 shades right here, and I actually really enjoyed that one. So I don't have the Melt Gemini palette, and I don't think I would use those colors enough to justify that palette. So I think between like these couple shades I've got right here, then some of the colors in the Good Sport palette, I'm set with what I'm looking for in that type of tone. So I definitely do recommend this palette. The quality is really good, and I do really enjoy the shades that they have in here, and I did pair them with some other mattes because, as you guys know, I do have a very fair skin tone, so a lot of these mattes were a little dark on me, but I was definitely able to make it work with certain brushes and whatnot. But I really am happy with all 3 of the palettes. I did like the looks I created with them, and I definitely do recommend them. So that's my little review on all of the different singles and palettes I used over this past month. And now to show you the shadows I'm going to be using in November. For my singles, I do have 4. So I do have one ColourPop eyeshadow. This one is Moonwalk, which is a really pretty green, but it has like an orange flash to it as well, which is really unique. Then I've got some more neglected eyeshadows. That's really the point of this, is to put in some singles and palettes that I haven't given much love to. And I've been enjoying that so much so far, so I'm going to keep doing that throughout next year, and I'm going to put some like staple products for my seasonal makeup must-haves and then products that are neglected in my collection. So this single is from Dirty Little Secrets. It's called Bronzed, but if I pair this with certain makeup and certain bases, this can look more like a golden olive, and it's actually really pigmented and shimmery, even though it's from a brand that I've only ever heard of from like Pixi. Then I've got a ColourPop single in Leo, which is my zodiac sign, which is funny because I feel like I'm nothing like a Leo except for maybe the vanity part. So this is a beautiful gold with some orange reflex to it. I have never used this one, so that will be fun. Then I have more of like a vampy shade for me, but one that I need to use because I've had it for several years. This is the MAC Color Drench Pigment in the shade Tonight's the Night. And for my mini palette, I'm going to be using the Urban Decay Naked Heat Petite. I don't think I've ever used this one. I got this for like a great deal at Ulta last Black Friday, but I definitely need to give this a shot. I really do like the Urban Decay formula, and these colors are right up my alley. So I am going to be pairing this with my singles and then some of the other shades in my palettes as well. Then I have my 3 focus palettes of the month, and all 3 of these are completely unused in my collection. The first is the ColourPop Rendezvous palette, which was one of their holiday palettes from last year. And this is a palette. So this palette's gonna throw off my lighting a bit with that stupid gold background. But this is something that I consider to be fall and winter, so I will probably keep this in for November and December. So the colors I think are best for fall for my personal preference would be these 3 right here plus the gold. So that's what I'll be using, and the other colors I'll save for next month. But that means I will be pairing this with some other matte shades, but I'm excited to try those. Then I have the Tribe by Juvia's Place, which is such a pretty palette, and the colors are insane for me. And I've used this one, I think, maybe once, or I've just swatched it, but the colors are very enticing to me. They scare me a little bit. Like, I know I use the mustard and the colored rain, but this one's even more mustardy, and that one was a little bit more green. So I'm a little afraid of this palette, but I do want to challenge myself to create some fun looks. So I will definitely be looking up some tutorials, but let me know if you have any suggestions for color combos using this palette. And the last palette is the Saharan 2 by Juvia's Place. And I don't think I'll be wearing the blues, but all the other colors I will wear, and especially these 3 mattes right here. I think these will pair nicely with some of the other shades that I'm going to be reaching for from these other palettes. So again, I would love to know some of your favorite color combinations using this palette, or the shades you think might go good together with all 3 of my palettes combined. Then for liner and mascara, I'm using the Clinique Pretty Easy Liquid Lining Pen and the Maybelline Lasting Drama Waterproof Pencil in Striking Copper. For mascara, I'm using the Lancome Sills Booster Primer and the Sephora Lash Craft Big Volume and the Tarte Man Eater Mascara. So lastly, we have my lip products. I'm not going to be reviewing for you guys the ones I used last month because none of them are really new to me, and I haven't done the best job of using the things in my makeup basket because I've been wearing some of them in my videos, but like today I'm using something that was actually my chopping block, but I liked it with my eyeshadow, so it just kind of depends. So I will show you just what I picked out for this month, and I'll give you swatches. So I have 6 things here, 3 liquid lipsticks and 3 lip glosses that have a little bit more coverage to them. So the first liquid lipstick is from Too Faced. This is in Mini of their Melted Matte in the shade Sellout. I had a full size a while back and it just started smelling kind of funky, so I did have to throw it out. And here's what this color looks like. It's a beautiful light terracotta color, and I do really like this formula. I just think it does go bad decently quickly, so I'm not gonna hoard a ton of these, but I do really like this formula. In a couple of videos last month, I used some of the holiday shades and I really like them. So this is a color I do like, and I do enjoy the formula, but I haven't used my mini yet. Then I have one of the Dose of Colors Velvet Lips in the shade My Main. I did use this over the summer, and I paired it with the LA Girl Hot Hot Heat, the like more neutral one, and I loved the way that that looked. So I'm excited to use this more, and I did really like the formula. So this one has a lot more warmth to it. As you can see, it's a lot more orangey, but it's just so beautiful on the lips. I really like this one. And then the last one is from Dose of Colors. It is a liquid lipstick in Mondays. This is definitely the darkest one for me. It is like a deep Marsala color, but it's very pretty, and this is something that I will probably only wear in videos, but I want to get some more use out of this one. So then we've got lip glosses. This one is more of like a light medium opacity, and the other two are like full coverage glosses. So this one is Buxom Full On Lip Cream. The lip polishes are a little bit more sheer. They have shimmer. The lip creams have no shimmer, and they have a little bit more coverage. And this is the color Hot Toddy, which always makes me think of Peter Mon, and that's what he calls Toddy, is Hot Toddy. So here's what that gloss looks like. Super easy to just wear on its own. The next one is one of my faves. This is the Tarte Tarte's Lip Paint in the shade Obvi, which is a really pretty peachy nude. I used up a many of these last year in a project pan and liked it so much I bought it in the full size when it was part of the Ulta 21 Days of Beauty. So right here is Tarte Obvi. And the last one is a NARS Velvet Lip Glide in the shade Swing. I did find this at TJ Maxx. This is a color that has been on my wish list before. And for that TJ Maxx price, I could not resist. And I think that NARS might be getting rid of these, which is a surprise to me because I think that this is a popular formula, but girl, what do I know? I don't know what their sales are like. So right here is Swing. So those are my colors. They're very similar except for Mondays, but there's all some distinct differences between them formula and color wise, so I am excited to get some more use out of these lippies. And that is going to be my monthly makeup basket for November. I'm very excited to try out these different products, and I would love to know your thoughts on anything I have here today. I would love some suggestions for you guys on ways you think I can improve this series, or if you still like to see this on my channel. I'm happy I started doing it again. It has been fun for me, especially incorporating this review aspect, so I hope you guys are enjoying it as well. I would love to know your feedback in the comments. Thank you all so much for watching this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye, guys.